So let's start here. We're producing highly skilled professionals who are increasingly fragile under pressure. They might be articulate, values aware, and highly visible, yet many struggle to carry responsibility, enduring frustration, or stay long enough for leadership to actually form. This is not moral failure. This is a formation problem. My name is Dr. Lem Usita. Welcome to my channel, where we talk honestly about identity, leadership, and formation, especially in a culture that rewards appearance over depth and speed over substance. If you care about becoming the kind of leader people trust when things get hard, you're in the right place. Okay, so here's the tension I want to name today. Most leadership conversations focus on skill, like how to communicate better, influence more effectively, or advance more quickly. But leadership rarely collapses because someone lacks skill. It collapses when identity becomes unstable under pressure. You see it when feedback feels like an attack, when authority is challenged and the leader becomes defensive, when progress slows and disengagement feels justified, when visibility outpaces maturity. These moments reveal something more important. Leadership is not primarily a skill problem, it's a formation issue. And the environment forming leaders today is not neutral. We're being shaped by a culture that places visibility before responsibility. Being seen often comes before being proven. Confidence is rewarded faster than competence. Expression is treated as leadership. The danger is not ambition. It's allowing visibility to replace formation. Leadership is not about being seen. It's about what you are willing to carry out for others, especially when there's no audience. We're also being formed by speed. Careers move fast, opportunities multiply, side projects stack, platforms expand. This can feel like growth, but speed without integration produces fragmented leaders, capable, busy, and exhausted, yet shallowly rooted. Leadership formation requires staying long enough for feedback to actually change you, for conflict to mature you, and for responsibility to deepen beyond theory. And then there's frustration. We've been trained to exit quickly. If something becomes uncomfortable, inefficient, or unclear, the reflex is to pivot, to leave, to unfollow, or rebrand. We do it on social media all the time. But leadership is fundamentally about staying present when things stop working. If discomfort automatically signals misalignment, leadership never develops depth. Frustration is not the enemy of leadership. Avoidance is. So what does leadership formation actually require, especially for professionals who want more than just advancement? The first principle is this: leadership requires identity integration, not just self-expression. Authenticity is important, but authenticity without integration collapses under pressure. Formation asks harder questions. Who are you when affirmation disappears? What values remain when outcomes are unclear? What will you not compromise even when it costs you progress or approval? Leadership formation stabilizes identity before authority expands. The second principle is that frustration is formative, not diagnostic. Slow progress, unclear authority, and recurring challenges are not signs that something is wrong. Very often, they are the curriculum. Leaders who grow learn to interpret resistance as information rather than failure. Presence, not avoidance, is what forms capacity. The third principle is that leadership requires commitment beyond optimization. Optimization asks whether something is the best use of your time. Leadership asks, who needs you to stay? Formation requires seasons where the work's not glamorous, the growth is invisible, and the payoff is delayed. Leadership depth is rarely built through perfectly timed exits. It is built through sustained responsibility over time. So what do you do with this? What's the next step? First, locate where you are responsible but not visible. That is almost always where formation is happening. Invest there instead of chasing the next platform or next opportunity. Second, Stop treating frustration as a signal to leave and start treating it as a signal to learn. Ask what this environment is forming in you that success never could. Third, choose one commitment you will not optimize away. Stay long enough for the work to shape you, not just use you. And finally, measure your leadership less by recognition and more by responsibility. Ask who is safer, clearer, or stronger because you stayed. Leadership is not built by platform, speed, or constant movement. It's built by identity stability, frustration endurance, and sustained responsibility. That's what we're unpacking here on this channel. And if this resonates, stay with the work. Formation always takes longer than visibility, but it's the only thing that lasts. And don't forget, be unique, but belong. Thanks for watching.